Is added responsibility a blessing or a hindrance when it comes to maintaining sobriety? Hello, my friends, and welcome to The Simple Sober Life. I am Joshua, and I help others make simple changes to create a life of awesome. Welcome, my friends. I am so excited to have you here with me. It is a beautiful day out. But before we get started, if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, please make sure to do so. Hit that bell when you subscribe so you get notified each time I create a video, and we can spread this message of creating a life of awesome to more people, which is super exciting. So, I have been up for since about 3:30, and I've already pounded my pot of coffee, so I am rearing to go. And this morning I was focusing on a blog post about, living a year in sobriety and, all of the benefits that have come with that. And I was able to experience one of those benefits today. As I was writing my blog post, I got a message up on Facebook from someone who follows me. And this woman is absolutely incredible. She popped in last night and asked if I had time to chat. And by that time I had already gone to bed, and I didn't even see it until this morning. And so I responded, hey, sorry about that. I was asleep. I kind of passed out a little early last night. And she responded back with a story about her being the mother of an addict. And her son has had a great struggle in overcoming his addiction. He's in his 30s. He's been in and out of rehab centers and, has just really been struggling. But he now has over a year of sobriety. He has since transferred from the rehab facility into a sober house, is doing really well there, is supporting himself and things like that. And she posed the question to me, is it better to add more responsibility to him at this point as a way of creating a sense of purpose, or would it be a trigger for him to fall back into the path that he had been on? And she had gone on to explain that she has since been working on not being so much of an enabler, and she has moved on. She's moved to a different location. She has started her own business, a greenhouse business down in Arkansas, which is freaking awesome. And, she has also started a support group for mothers of other addicts. This woman blows my mind. The ambition and drive that she has is awesome. So I responded to her with, the fact that, I have found that having a sense of purpose has really helped me in maintaining my sobriety. When I have something to get up and look forward to, that keeps me motivated to continue on the journey that I'm on. And when I take a look back and see all of the progress that I've made because I have this purpose in my life, I'm even more driven to keep it up and to help other people and to, kind of grow and flourish. And so, it could go either way. And there are a lot of different elements playing into this scenario. First and foremost, they are mother and son. And so, there is an emotional relationship there. And most of us know going into business with family, already has, some high tension surrounding it. My mother's family actually had a car maintenance business, an auto body shop, and tensions were always high. And in this scenario, we're adding the added tension of, past transgressions and, a lot of distrust and theft and, dishonesty. And so there's going to have to be, some give and take on both parts. She's going to have to let go of those feelings of distrust and disloyalty if she's going to allow him into this sector of her life. And he's going to have to, be able to get over any sort of regret and remorse that he might hold on to in order for this to work. And of course, communication is absolutely key. And so I advised her to, before they actually start getting into this endeavor, to lay out boundaries. And each one of them should have boundaries that they have, that they set up. Boundaries and expectations. She needs to lay out her expectations of what she expects him to do in his role for the greenhouse. And he needs to lay out his expectations and boundaries for, what he expects from her as a boss-employee relationship. Letting those family ties intermingle within that can really cause undue and added stress. I've seen it firsthand, and it's not a pretty picture. And so as long as they're able to do that, I think that it could be something worthwhile for him. He's been, for the past year, in, I think, a warehouse job is what she mentioned. Something very unsatisfying and unfulfilling for him. And, in living in that type of situation, for me, it's a lot easier to slip back into old patterns. And not having a sense of purpose, not having that, drive to get up in the morning and actually create something of influence, would absolutely push me back into old roles. I have to have some sort of purpose in my life in order to keep moving forward. And she mentioned that, he has expressed interest and a passion for, creating things that are green. And so I think it could be a really good fit. And for her, her business is starting to flourish, which is awesome. And she is needing the extra help. So they have a great opportunity not only to grow a successful business, but to grow it together. And not only the business aspect of it, but also their relationship. And so I think if they really practice effective communication and, make sure each one of them is on the same page, this has great potential marked all over it. And could really help stabilize and influence him to maintain sobriety. So I thought that was a great conversation. I thought I would share it with you just in case any of you are going through something similar. Creating those bonds of trust with someone who has broken it is a difficult feat, no matter what situation you're in. And sometimes those ties can never be, completely mended. But if you and the person who victimized you or you victimized are willing to meet halfway, then those tears in the relationship do have the opportunity to mend themselves. I personally have, severed many relationships, and I'm currently in the process of slowly trying to rebuild, what I have completely destroyed. My ex and I, were amicable. We definitely don't talk as much as I would like us to, but I don't know if that's me longing for what once was, or me actually wanting to have a friendly relationship with him. I just don't know. But the only way to find out is to, take steps in, trying to rebuild that relationship. And we're actually meeting up on Saturday. I get Luna. And so, we're going to have lunch and, whatever. I'm not expecting anything out of it. And I don't know that I even want anything other than a friendship out of it, which, is a good spot for me to be in. But, rebuilding that relationship, I think, well, it's important to me. And so I want to, do what I can in order to achieve that. But anyway, my friends, today I am going to go to church with my sister and her family. It's been a couple of months since I've been able to do that, due to restrictions and everything. The church has been closed. They actually reopened last week, but I chose to, get some schoolwork done in lieu of going to services. But I think I'm starting to put other things ahead of, my spirituality. And so I would like to, at least reintroduce that into my life, so that I can start building more upon that. I think spirituality is one of the key factors in our lives to make us whole and to create utter happiness. And so, I don't want to forget that. I don't want to put it so far on the back burner because I'm focusing on other things that it just kind of falls by the wayside. So I'm going to do that, and it'll be good to see everyone again. But I will check back in a bit. Hopefully I get some sort of awe-inspiring notion while at service today. I usually get something that I can come back and communicate with. So until later, I'll see you in a bit. Sorry, I just kind of lost track there at the end. My brain just kind of went. Anyway, my friends, I will check back in a bit.
Came outside this morning and found a whole nest of baby little birds. Apparently the mom hatches twice a year. I didn't know that they did that. I thought it was just one and done, but right, the little fuzzies. Looks like their eyes are still closed too. That's cute.
We made it back from church safe and sound, and service was fantastic. I'm really, really glad that I went. I kind of needed that filler. It's been, like I said, quite a while since I've been able to go to church, but it was great. Problem is, I get up at like 3:30 in the morning, and so when we stand up there to pray, I'm about a split second away from falling asleep. So I don't know. I'm hoping that the pastor never catches me like almost nodding off. But I guess you do what you do. Anyway, I got home, had some lunch, and I took a nap. I took about an hour-long nap, and I'm just now waking up, still a little groggy. I'm like trying to peer out of one eye. I could probably go to sleep for another 2 or 3 hours. Getting up so early, I'm usually kind of tired, especially midday if I'm not moving around. But I got to thinking, I had a conversation yesterday with a guy at work. I had put in a couple of extra hours on Saturday, yesterday. And, you know, towards the end of the shift, we were just kind of goofing off and chit-chatting and whatever. And we got on the topic of bucket list items. And I kind of looked at him and I asked him, I'm like, so do you have any bucket list items? What are they? But what's your thought process there? And he did. He had some items. He wants to build a house. He wants to raise a family. He wants to, one of the things that he wants to do is visit Australia. And, you know, those are awesome ideas. This is a very cool, very sweet guy. He's really been able to build himself up over the past couple of years. He's mentioned to me on a number of different occasions that, you know, he was not a great person, you know, in his earlier years. And, you know, he's gone through a bunch of stuff, but, you know, he's really been able to pull himself out of poverty and, you know, a bad behavior to, you know, be a decent human being. And I really wish him the best in that. I really hope that he's able to accomplish all of those bucket list items. And as I was walking out to the car, I was trying to think about some of my bucket list bucket list, shoot, see, I'm still tired. Bucket list items. And I don't know that I actually have any, which is kind of strange because, you know, I'm all about being goal oriented. I'm all about being, you know, productive and, you know, moving forward in life. But I don't know if I've actually really grasped my own mortality. You know, I feel myself getting older. I feel myself, you know, I know that time is of the essence and things like that. And so there really should be items that I absolutely want to do before I pass away. Unless I can come up with a secret plan that will happen one day. Hopefully not soon. But I do know that I want to live outside the country for a year. I do want to do that. I would like to settle down and you know, with someone special, I guess find my soulmate. I do have one soulmate out there. And, you know, I met her in college and, you know, we're just kind of kindred spirits. We always pick up where we left off when, you know, we don't talk for a while and whatever, but I'm looking more for, you know, a kindred spirit that I can build a life together with. I guess that would be on my bucket list. But other than that, well, let's see. I know I want to create a successful business. How about that? I want to create not just a successful business, but I want to build a legacy. And to me, a legacy means creating a positive influence that will last through generations. And, you know, some of the people that I look up to, that's what they have been able to accomplish. Oprah Winfrey, Steve Jobs, you know, people like that, of that caliber, who have taken themselves out of nothing or close to, built themselves up, and then utilized their influence to create a global impact. And I guess that is probably at the top of my bucket list. And so I guess I have to get to work. It's absolutely doable. And that's the cool thing about, you know, being alive right now and in this day and age, that is absolutely accomplishable. And that's very exciting. And it gives me motivation every single day to get up, do what I need to do so that I can focus on building the simple, sober life. And I believe that that is my vehicle in order to create the legacy that's on my bucket list. Anyway, I would love to hear about what items are on your bucket list. Comment down below, let me know. I would love to hear about those. Also give this video a big old thumbs up and subscribe. Hit that bell when you subscribe so you get notified each time I create a video. And until next time, cheers.